Hello everyone, my name is Glaciana and welcome back to my playthrough of SR2 Remastered. So I wanted to show something else. I've been showing a few things each time I've started one of these almost. I'd like to show you this one. This is the BBI Raziel figure, and this one's special because I've had this for a very long time. So this was a Christmas present, I think probably around 2000 or 2001, somewhere around there. I'm pretty sure I remember seeing it in an Argos catalogue. But anyway, so I've had this for possibly 25 years. So this is a very old model, and yeah, I was obviously a little kid when I got it. I was probably about 10 or so. And I remember getting it for Christmas that year, and it was the most amazing thing ever. And I've had him all this time, so this is the oldest sort of thing I've got other than the physical games themselves. This is the oldest thing I've got in the collection. Obviously I was 10, so I played with him and stuff, so the spear tip, one of these tips had come off, and there was actually a split here, so I've repaired it. And also at some point he lost his thumb. This was a spinning thumb, so I actually remade it because I have done mini painting and things like that, and I am actually an artist, so I remade that in green stuff, and painted it to fix it, because I don't know where that claw went. That obviously disappeared over the years at some point. But yeah, I just thought I'd show you that because it's very special. It's special, very old. Older than probably some people watching this series, which is crazy. And yeah, it came with the stand, one of these soul things that are flying around, glow in the dark. And one of these has snapped at some point as well, because the plastic is starting to just go. I mean, it's old, very old. I also did a bit of a repaint of this. You probably can't see in this lighting, but I might put up a picture showing the difference. But a few years ago I chose to update this a little bit, so all of this is, these vines are green, and I even painted his cowl as well, because it used to be just one colour, or just a flat brown, and I added some extra details to it just to make it look more realistic. I did that quite a few years ago, but anyway, yes, wanted to show you that. So let's get into this. I think we might end up finishing this today, in this last video. In my head I thought I would have 2 more videos, but I think it is only going to be 5 anyway. So where do we leave it? We've got to go and find Janos. We're in the right era. So yes, against all hope, we're hoping that we have found him. Will these guys let me press this? I think last time they literally let me wait. They let me open this and waited for me to finish it, which is quite useful. Aha. This is where I might get constantly shot off this wall. I didn't, luckily. Oh, she still got me. There's an achievement for getting these fire sorceresses. I can't remember the name of the achievement, but you had to kill 3 of them in a row without being hit. It's quite tough.
After my long journey, I finally stood on the threshold of enlightenment. For here was Janos Audron's mountain retreat, intact and unblemished. The upheaval that would one day topple this ancient edifice had not yet occurred. And while I had no certainty that Janos still lived, this scene boded well, for I presumed that the collapse of the retreat must have followed the ancient vampire's demise. There was only one obstacle: How to reach the balcony suspended at that maddening height, so far beyond my reach. For this was the architecture of winged creatures. The tattered ruins of my wings were of no use. I would need to devise some other means into that mountain.
Do you hear, like, the slight bit of regret in Raziel's voice there about not having the right sort of wings anymore to be able to get up all the way up there? It's a shame for him. Right, I'm pretty sure we just do this. And then we swim. Woo. Ta-da! We are inside. I've always loved the colour scheme for this whole area. It's so cool. All of the ice, the reflections, that crazy purple lighting, and the music as well. Right, so what are we doing? Yes, we need to get a dark Reaver for that eye, because we need that vase, urn thing to get this blood and take it somewhere else. Got to remember what to do now. Oh yes, I think we have to go. That's right, we have to go back outside. I've always loved that sound effect as well. Raziel's feet in the snow. I love the little footprints too. Such a cool detail. I love that. Oh yes. Suddenly I remember what I'm supposed to do. So we need to go back and get the Reaver, which was right in front of us, for a reason. Such cool, peaceful music. Right, so now I'm about to make a crazy mistake. And we will find out why. Mistake? Is it a mistake? Sort of had to happen for events to unfold, but yes, we'll see. Go dark Reaver now. And in we go into this newly opened hole into poor Janos's retreat. Also, I don't see how Janos wouldn't have heard that. He's just up in that balcony and we've just blown a hole in his mountain. How did he not hear that explosion and just, you know, have a little look and go, what on earth is going on down there? Yoinked. Collect the blood. Now, this whole area is actually one massive puzzle that's actually quite difficult. There's a few ways of doing it, quite a few shortcuts. I'll try and remember the shortcuts. Because there was an achievement for doing Janos's Aerie in 15 minutes, which was very scary and stressful. And I think, again, when I played this the first time about a year ago, I think I checked a guide on how to do that because I didn't want to miss the achievements in one run. And so the pressure was taken off from me in this instance. I know it saves time to get the Air Reaver again there, and the timer starts once you're in the main room. Oh, look at this, it's so cool. Such a cool place. Here we are.
The mountain's interior was hollow, I discovered, and graced with soaring architecture unique to its creators. As with the outer facade, these balconies and galleries could only be reached by those gifted with flight. With only my ruined wings to carry me, this towering labyrinth seemed impassable, while the object of my quest lay just beyond my grasp. For here, suspended at the apex of the chamber, was the threshold that surely led to the great vampire himself. I didn't know whether Janos Audron was the monster depicted in the Stronghold, or one of the noble creatures memorialized among the ruins of the ancient vampires. But I didn't care. Demon or angel, he alone held the key to my destiny.
Just edited some sound here. The music sounds very loud and speech not so much. Turn the speech up. I won't turn the sound down anymore just in case I mess something up. Just sounded quite loud then. Right, so the timer has started and I've already been flapping. Doesn't help, I still can't see my reticule. Ta-da! Right, I knew I needed to do that. Then, oh yes, that one. Boom. And there's another one just around the corner there. Yes, just there. I think that was all I needed. Ah yes, I've got to go this way. I think we're killing this guy in here. Two blood things there. think I am simply just getting one of these, right? Oh, I could hear one of those eyes trying to shoot me. It's probably the one down below, isn't it? Actually, no, it's probably not. Probably something different. Right. Take the blood in. I've always liked the texture of these stairs as well. It's like black marble, but with blood red veins in it. It's very cool. Oh yeah, it's just going to show me an air thingy. This blood magic is very clever, being able to make things like that appear out of the ground. How is this possible? Yes, so we need the blood to go up there. Makes sense, makes sense. I say. And it's soon going to get very confusing. Right, so I could go get that now. Is that something that I do yet? No, not yet. You've got to do this first. So we can shoot those. And then a sneaky one above. Ha! Got there eventually. Yeah, that was a little sneaky thing to do. I think we're doing the blood straight away, right? Yeah, I think we are. Please, thank you. Yeah, I think Janos' retreat music is probably the most unique pieces in this game, actually. It's very cool. Actually need that yet? Can't remember. Yes, I'll get that. So I could run across, fill that one up. But we need to get that guy first. Is it that simple? Oh crap. You derp. I knew that I was there somewhere and then I totally forgot about it after the fact. Right, the eye is gone. I'm assuming the eye will ignore me now. Yes. Imagine if it didn't, what then? We'd be in serious trouble. These door designs are quite interesting as well. They look like a green man. Right, okay. So we'll go back and grab our pot of blood. Realised I could have gone there. It's funny how Raziel doesn't question that this whole area is a massive puzzle and we're just trying to find Janos and he knows he's here. Like, would you not just call out to him? He's just upstairs. Shout Janos. please, listen to me. Up we go, up we go. I hear a beastie. Okay, that one done. I'm assuming we need to just do both doors. I think I've definitely ran out of time on this one. This is what happens when you follow a guide instead of follow your own self. Follow your own self, and this is what happens. I don't think... Yes, I can. Yes, I can make it that way. Yeah, I might link the guide that I watched when I was trying to make sure I got all the achievements. I can't remember who it was, because it's very useful. I basically had it on my phone and looked to the side and just checked which direction I was meant to be running in, just to make sure I got the achievement. Because after all this time I wouldn't have remembered, to be honest, like, how to do it that quick. And this time around I am doing it by myself, and it's all going a little bit pear-shaped. Right, what do I want to do? I should have already done that one, shouldn't I? Must have forgot. Right, that gets us across there, but I screwed up and should have already opened this gateway. I must have just missed it. So these are all just shortcuts, really. You don't actually need these air Reaver thingamajigs, although I probably could have done with it now. That's the way I'm going, over there. That's the final blood thingy. So yes, I'm going to need the light Reaver. So yes, I should have already done this, I think. Silly me. So I think that might actually be it. Possibly. So where is the nearest blood thing that I just collected? So come this way. It's weird how there's no sound when you walk on those. Footsteps go quiet. Yes, we're done. Aha! I'll have to check back my footage to see if I actually made it in 15 minutes. If I did, I'll put like a little text thing and say, you did. You made it or not. Fantastic cutscene coming up.
Janos Audron?
It is heartening after all these years to hear my name spoken without contempt.
Raziel?
My child, what have they done to you?
I have been dragged through hell and back. All it seems to reach this moment. But I don't yet know why.
For thousands of years I have waited, alone here, losing faith. At the time of the binding, 9 guardians were called to serve the pillars, and I was summoned as the 10th guardian, the keeper of the Reaver, the weapon of our salvation. Over time, our race died out until I alone remained, sustained only by my obligation to you and by my guardianship of the blade.
And the other 9? Why did their guardianship not sustain them?
I don't know. As our race dwindled, the humans prospered. I have watched over the centuries as our history faded into myth and finally receded altogether. The humans have forgotten us entirely and claimed the pillars for themselves, wholly ignorant of their true purpose. To them, I am merely a devil, the origin of their vampire plague.
Why would the pillars summon human guardians then, if they are meant to be served by vampires?
The pillars choose their guardians from birth, Raziel, and vampires are no longer born. This is the crux of our dilemma, and this is the terrible irony. With their vampire purge, the members of the Circle have assaulted the very architects of the pillars they are sworn to protect. They have embarked on a treacherous path. With every vampire they kill, the humans are slitting their own throats. They know I'm up here, beyond their reach, and it terrifies them. You can see how they flaunt their kills to torment me, or perhaps simply to lure me out. They have this foolish notion that destroying me will somehow topple our entire bloodline. Thankfully, we're not that fragile.
I have seen them mustering their forces in the village below.
Yes. I don't know what they're plotting, but I fear our time may be bitterly short.
Mankind seems to have brought you only torment and grief. You must hate them.
They fear what they don't understand, and they despise what they fear. But no, I do not hate them.
Vorador does.
He has suffered much. He cannot forgive them.
Should they be forgiven?
They don't understand what they're doing. They are simply unenlightened and vulnerable to manipulation.
So, it's all true then, what Kain and Vorador have told me. I really am some kind of unholy vampire messiah.
Unholy? No. Messiah, perhaps.
I don't like that word. It smells of martyrdom.
Raziel, your role in this world's destiny is more crucial and more benevolent than you've allowed yourself to believe. Your journey will not be easy. Dark powers are allied against you. But I think you already know this. You appear to have been cruelly tested. The binding must be secured, Raziel. The pillars are the lock.
And the Reaver is the key.
Yes.
The Reaver is here. Why do I feel nothing?
The most formidable weapon ever forged by our swordsmiths. They infused the blade with vampiric energy, empowering the Reaver to drain our enemies of their precious lifeblood.
As Janos presented the blade, an inexplicable sense of dread crept over me, more palpable than anything I'd felt before. I was at once horribly repelled by the sword, and yet irresistibly compelled to touch it, to take it up. Please, take it away from me.
I fear you have been followed. You must save yourself, Raziel.
Janos! No! My surroundings whirled sickeningly and I found myself transported safely away from the ambush to an adjacent chamber. Janos had delivered me from the Sarafan, selflessly forfeiting his own safety to preserve my life. And now I feared that my newfound mentor would be slaughtered by the very crusaders I had so recently revered. The irony pierced me, and with dawning horror, I realized that I had been duped by Moebius from the beginning. For the Sarafan had simply followed the path I gullibly blazed through this sanctuary, and had arrived bearing Moebius' staff. Thus armed, they had Janos at their mercy. Through the door, I could hear them battling, less than a dozen paces away. But it may as well have been 1,000 miles, for this barrier was sealed by elemental forces I did not possess. It seemed Janos had conveyed me into the heart of the fire shrine. I thought perhaps if I could galvanize the forge and imbue the Reaver in time, I might have a slim chance of saving Janos from his grisly fate.
So yes, incredible cutscene there. And Janos is voiced by René Aubergenois. I think I said it right. He's passed away now, unfortunately. Incredible voice acting. He's an incredible actor. He's done a lot of things. I'd recommend looking up his list of accolades. So, Raziel, isn't that so sad and tragic? The first time he's met someone who's not been manipulating him and being horrible to him. He probably hasn't had a friendly conversation or interaction for probably hundreds of years now. And yeah, he finally meets someone. And straight away he already referred to him as my newfound mentor. He already saw him as that. That down. So then we need to do we need the light Reaver to shoot the crystal? I think so. I'm hitting the font. Try again. So we hit that. That makes the water go down. Water. Blood. Do you think Janos has enough blood in his sanctuary? Let's send Air Reaver. And then we need to... yeah, go back up. That's right. Swimming in blood. Right, do that. That activates all of these, which I think stay there. I hope. Else this could get very difficult. And then back to this one. Oh. Maybe it's as simple as that. Take this. Light the torch. And then fly over here. I don't think that's far enough. There we go. Then we have to make it all the way across with an added level of difficulty. Yes, we now have blood raining down that we have to dodge. So, take one of these. Do that. No, we do not. We are shooting this first and then going. Right, go, 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 go. Grab. Light. Right. Can't see. Yes. Can only just about see there. There we go. This statue as well looks very much like Raziel, doesn't it? I forgot to have a proper look at it. Raziel wielding the Reaver. Yes, I was trying not to hit the blood falling down because it will turn the torch off and then you have to start again. Whoa. It's so bright. Yes, we know we're on a time limit here. Janos is being attacked. Come on.
I plunged the Reaver into that furnace and forged the blade with elemental fire. With the Reaver thus imbued, I was now armed to unlock the elemental barrier and rescue Janos from his executioners.
Yes, indeed. Go, go, go. Watch this here.
Hold him!
Look at his black heart. How it still beats.
The fiend intends to bury us alive. Raziel, we must get out of here.
Remember the sword!
Forgive me. I'm sorry. I failed you. No, Raziel. Perhaps this was my true purpose. Simply to save your life this once.
While I have taken yours.
Embrace your destiny, Raziel. You must reclaim the Reaver. It was forged for you and you alone. Without it, there is no hope.
As I backed away from Janos's body, I was overwhelmed by a sense of self-loathing so deep I could barely contain it. In that instant, I rejected all that I ever was, and embraced the role Janos had safeguarded for me so patiently throughout the centuries. I knew then what I had to do, the task for which I was uniquely prepared. I would pursue the Sarafan dogs to their loathsome fortress and avenge Janos Audron's murder. Moebius would pay dearly for his treachery, and my Sarafan brethren would reap the horrors they had sown. I would retake the stolen Reaver, which was rightfully mine. And finally, when all these debts had been paid, I would reclaim Janos Audron's heart from their filthy, unworthy hands. If the heart was truly imbued with the power to restore vampiric unlife, its highest purpose was clear to me. I would restore the heart to Janos, and thus undo the vile crime committed by my abominable former self.
There we go. Poor Janos. So, obviously Raziel knew that the Sarafan were active this time. He probably didn't even consider that he might run into his human self, but there we go. They were the ones that came running in to get Janos. Led by Raziel. Oh, Raziel, accidentally.
We've been expecting you, little Raziel.
So, these demonic pests were not merely the product of Nosgoth's corrupted future, for here they were, hurtling back over 5 centuries to pursue me. These creatures, I suspected, were minions of the unseen forces that had hoped to control me. This was the tangible expression of their displeasure. These demons were unleashed as the penalty for my disobedience.
Yes, Raziel was horrified to see that it was his past self that killed Janos. I mean, obviously at the time when we first got here to the past and saw the mural, Raziel knew the history about Janos' heart being ripped out and it became known as the Heart of Darkness. He knew all that. But yes, it's a bit different when you suddenly realise you were the one that did it, and your whole worldview, like you said, he's rejected everything.
Nosgoth. Let me enlighten you, poor Raziel.
Yeah, Raziel said he rejects everything that he ever was. He no longer sees the Sarafan as noble. That illusion has been fully lost.
the savior of Nosgoth.
Would-be savior. How did that not hit the Sarafan guy then? Oof. No, get the big guy. Don't worry about the Sluar. I have no idea where the portal is. I wasn't expecting to die there. In the temple? Probably. Nope. Ah. In the water fountain. Lost my fire Reaver now though. I can just get it back here. What a cool sound effect.
Return to hell! Return to hell!
Do I have to kill the one at the other side? I guess I do. I mean, it spawned behind me, but continued to point me in this direction as if to say it didn't matter, but it obviously does. Oh, they're fighting him. Yes, we're free. So they obviously retreated back to the Stronghold with Janos' heart, so we've got to go all the way back there.
Sarafan brothers,
There's a lot of them.
Closer, Raziel.
Ooh, a big one. Gotcha. Just walk right into that. Oh yeah, I forgot to say that since we're in this time period, this door that was broken before now works. It's all like broken in and you had to kick your way through it. Again, another little detail that they didn't really need to do. They could have just kept it as the same door asset, but now they thought about it. It was quite cool.
You shall not pass.
Hard to fight in this environment. Gotcha. I'm nearly dead though. I think going this way. Possibly. Yes, I am going to definitely need the air Reaver. So yes, you can see that the water level in this gigantic room has dropped almost to nothing now in this time period. Something in particular to get out of here. Dark Reaver one is down there. I think that's for another time though. As in a previous time. I do know I need the Fire Reaver though for getting back into the Stronghold. Because that lake is all frozen, and I believe you have to melt the ice to get back in. Pretty sure. So I feel if I just keep this, it will save a little bit of time. Location music change.
You have failed me, Raziel.
I wonder, Old One. Did you truly resurrect me, or were you simply there when I awakened from my torment in the abyss? I suspect you found me merely convenient, dropped in your lair by Kain, indestructible for some reason, a durable and gullible tool for you to manipulate. This one thing I readily admit. I have been used by others time and again, but always I seem to stray from their path. What is it about me, demon, that makes me such an unreliable instrument? Why do I survive one trial after another, on and on, in an endless succession of humiliating deaths and resurrections?
It seems there is much more to my destiny and my history than I know. Perhaps more than you know as well.
Wow. He had nothing to say to that. For once, we had the last word against the Elder God. When has that ever happened? So there you go. I love his line. Was I simply there? Were you simply there when I awoke and you didn't create me? I just woke up. Indestructible. And then the Elder God just used him and told him whatever the hell he wanted to get him to do what he wanted. So yes, Raziel suspects, again, there's way more going on here. Also, his little speech there as well. He said, why do I seem to continue on and on after humiliating deaths and resurrections and things? So they technically have made you dying as a player in this game over and over and always coming back. They made that a canon event. Like it is genuinely something that happens. Which is very interesting. I just realised I'm definitely not going to make it. My health is about to get over. Yes. Ooh, I heard a soul. I wonder if it's better to go into the material world for these guys. Probably. And there's an achievement for killing these guys as quick as possible. In which case, you should just use a Soul Reaver. That probably would have got the achievement there.
That's him.
I love that we have to open the other door with our foot. Still amuses me the "there's one" line.
Guard me, brothers!
Return to hell.
That should have been that other achievement. Kill 3 of those people in a row without getting hit. Easier to do it here. I think as well on this lake is a good place to try and do that achievement. Because there's a few out there. Yes, you have to go across now. They can't. They're not here. I'm going to save here, actually. I think this is the final save, really, and then we're basically going to be done with the game. I have recorded a bit longer than I thought I would, but I think we might as well keep going because I don't think there's much longer left. 4:49. Yeah. I think we're nearly there. Sadly. I also feel like I've barely talked this time. Not sure why. Not much to say sometimes.
Here it comes.
Is this where I come? Ah, yes, it was. Glad I remembered. So yeah, you burn the melt the ice, and then you got to shoot the crystal. Just in time. Back into the stronghold we go.
There's one. Get it.
Whoops.
There's one.
God, there's so many of these people. Oh, there was an achievement as well to drown people in the water. Obviously, when you first get out of the stronghold, there's vampire hunter people out there, and that would be the easiest time to do it. Just kick them off into the lake just outside. Before this time period, before the lake is frozen, obviously.
Seize him!
Return to hell!
Ooh. God, they really got me then. I knew she'd get one last hit in.
Suddenly and inexplicably, I discovered the Reaver suspiciously laid across my path. Again, I sensed nothing of that temporal distortion, the peculiar sense of displacement I had felt when I encountered the Reaver in William's chapel. Cornered here with the blade, I suffered the same nameless dread that I had experienced when Janos first presented the Reaver to me. I felt at once repelled by the blade, and yet overwhelmingly compelled to seize it.
So, Raziel, here we are finally. You have no choice but to confront me now, and I am not so foolish as I've let you believe. We have business to conclude.
You knew I would lead the Sarafan to Janos, you vile bastard. You've been orchestrating my every move. My destiny is an amusement to you.
It was fun while it lasted. I think not, Raziel. Malek, do not let this creature leave. He poses a danger to the Circle. Poor, deluded Raziel. Did you somehow imagine you had the guile to change history on me? I'm the time streamer. I knew your every intention before you did, you imbecile.
Call your dogs! They can feast on your corpses!
Lord Moebius, there is trouble within. The Circle is under
Hold
attack.
fast, Malek. This one is the real danger to us.
What are you trying to concoct here, Moebius?
You toxic creature. Did you imagine I'd simply allow you to run loose, corrupting everything you encounter?
I admit that I've underestimated you to this point, Moebius. That's a mistake I won't repeat.
Wrong again, Raziel. Now, Malek, bolt the door.
Using his staff to disable my Wraithblade, Moebius effectively disarmed me, leaving me with only one choice of weapon. And yet I confess, it was not the lack of options, but blind rage that made me take up the Reaver. In my fury, it felt as though my hand had acted of its own will. And now, that same hand clutched the hilt with unyielding strength, and I felt a constrained tingling, a remote but palpable sense of longing, as the disabled Wraithblade tried vainly to embrace its physical twin.
So now we wield the real Reaver. And yeah, that's quite interesting, that scene there. We actually heard the Circle getting attacked, which was the very first opening scene of Blood Omen. The very, very first game in this whole series. That was Valdor attacking the Circle of Nine, the Pillar Guardians. And Malek arrives too late to save them. Interestingly, he was delayed by us.
Come to take your revenge, demon?
Back to hell with you!
I recognize these two as my former brethren, in life as Sarafan, and in unlife as Kain's vampire sons. Melchiah and Zephon, the weakest of Kain's brood. These bastards had no idea what future lay in store for them, how they would become the very thing they so despised. The Reaver hummed with ravenous anticipation. Janos had called it a vampiric blade, endowed with the power to drain its victims of their lifeblood. I was eager to see what the Reaver would do to these two.
So here we are. Killing our brethren again. Quite tough. Sort of a numbers game at the minute. But yes, look at my health though. It's not going down. Should try and separate them. Look at them slowly walking, they're so confident. One down. Again, I'm not the best at the combat. Easier to hit you when there's only one.
As Melchiah and Zephon fell before my blade, I felt the Reaver's bloodthirst as keenly as I ever had when I was still a vampire. I could sense the boundary between us dissolving. The Reaver was consumed with my rage, and I was intoxicated by its bloodlust. The blade had a vitalizing effect on me. My physical energy no longer decayed over time, and the wounds inflicted by my foes healed almost instantly. The Reaver had made me invincible.
Genuinely invincible. Amazing. I think there's a line of dialogue as well if I tried to put down the Reaver.
Now that I had taken it up, the Reaver and I were inescapably joined. The harder I tried to release the blade, the more tightly my hand gripped the hilt, as if possessed of its own will.
Interesting. Who do we have now? Is it Rahab and Dumah? I assume so.
Have you come to reclaim the monster's black heart?
You'll have to get through us first.
My former brethren, Dumah and Rahab, confronted me next. This all seemed so elegantly choreographed. Exhilarated by the Reaver, I was drunk with revelations. I could finally appreciate the delicious irony of Kain's blasphemous private joke, and I reveled as I colluded with him across the centuries. For it was I who put these bastards in their tomb, thus providing the corpses for Kain to raise as his vampire sons a millennium from now.
Indeed. Isn't that amazing? So after all this time, remember when Raziel in the first game first finds out that he was a Sarafan? He's running around saying that they were noble priests defending Nosgoth and all this, and now we've come to this point and we're running around calling them bastards and cowards and all this stuff. His mind changes so, not quickly, but just in opposite. Just complete opposite to what he believed in only moments ago. And yes, the realisation that he is the one that kills them in order for Kain to raise them as the vampire lieutenants from the first game. Much better this time. I think I just needed some practice.
Get back to the pit you crawled from, demon.
And here at last was my brother Turel, who along with Dumah would bear me into the abyss without questioning Kain's command. So dutiful and righteous, even as a vampire. I guess some habits die hard. The vampire Turel had eluded my vengeance. The Sarafan Turel would not.
Indeed. Yes, we never found Turel in the first game. Of course, he was, the reason being he was cut for time and not being able to fit everything on the disc. But there's more to the story. They do find a way to close that loop there, which we will find out very, very soon, in literally a couple of days, when Defiance comes out. I do wonder if these guys have a set amount of health. I mean, I suppose I could be counting how many hits I do, but I do wonder, is he actually stronger than the other ones I fought? At the moment it doesn't feel like it. This feels quite difficult. That weapon has such a good reach. He just attacks and attacks and attacks, doesn't stop. And then they block. I was trying to do the flip up move. did a good job of making this feel like a fairly difficult fight. Although, obviously, I am invincible right now. But it takes a while. And they feel quite strong because of how fast they attack and how much they dodge. They feel like they know what they're doing. So it makes sense that they're the leader of the Sarafan. Here we go.
So, vampire, here we are. You've destroyed my brethren, and now you've come for me. You'll find I'm not such easy prey. I don't want to kill you, but I will if I must. Return the heart to me, and we can end this now. So, you've come to avenge that filthy parasite and reclaim his foul heart. You're a righteous fiend, aren't you? Apparently I am. No, vampire. This is where it ends. But you won't be leaving this room. Now, let's finish this. I'll make it mercifully quick. As you did for Janos? No, that beast had eluded us for far too long. It would have been a shame to end him too quickly. It's ironic, really. The great Janos Audron turned out to be no challenge at all. Thanks to you. Did you hear his cowardly screams when I tore that black heart out of his carcass?
And so we face ourselves. I love how this human, Raziel, doesn't seem surprised at all that this demon before him is using his voice. He surely heard it, but I wonder, does he think it's some kind of just trick, some weird illusion or something? Look at him just casually strolling over. But yes, our human self is quite arrogant and a bit of a dick. Yeah, that line, you're a righteous fiend, aren't you? Apparently I am. And Raziel actually tried to reason with him as well. In a way, said just return the heart. Don't have to do this, but he should know himself. He would never give up. In this version that he doesn't even remember being. How many games do you play where you get to kill yourself? In a different time. Done.
I renounce you. And so it ends. My history comes full circle.
Sensing its twin, the Wraithblade uncoiled itself from me, and instead wound lovingly around its former self. I felt its grip loosen, and as the blade left me, its absence chilled me more than its presence ever had. A foreboding sense of emptiness and loss stole over me, and a terrible revelation gathered like a storm at the edge of my awareness. With all other foes exhausted, the conjoined blades turned themselves on me, and I realized, finally, why I had sensed nothing when Janos offered me the blade. The Reaver was never forged to be a soul-stealing weapon. The ravenous, soul-devouring entity trapped in the blade was, and always had been, me. This is why the blade was destroyed when Kain tried to strike me down. The Reaver could not devour its own soul. The paradox shattered the blade. So, this was my terrible destiny. To play out this purgatorial cycle for all eternity. I could not bear it. Despair overwhelmed me. You.
Are you enjoying this, Kain? Don't fight it, Raziel. Give into it. Was this your destiny for me all along? Trust me.
I felt myself weakening, unable to hold on any longer. The Reaver was too strong. The compulsion to simply let go, too great. And then, a growing sense of vertigo and the familiar displacement. The paradoxical moment when my twin soul hovered both outside and inside the Reaver blade. This was the instant, the glimmer of temporal distortion Kain had been counting on all along. This was the edge of the coin, the minute flicker of probability upon which Kain had gambled everything.
Now you are free to reclaim your true destiny, Raziel.
Behind Kain's eyes, I could see new memories blooming and dying as history labored to reshuffle itself around this monumental obstruction. And I could see by the dawning horror on his face that perhaps we had strained history too far this time. That by trying to alter my fate, he may have introduced a fatal paradox.
My God. The Hilden. We walked right into their trap. Raziel, Janos must stay dead.
But Kain's warning was lost as I slipped into the spirit realm, too weak to maintain my physical form. And there, waiting for me as always, was the Reaver, the Wraithblade, my own soul, twinned and bound eternally to me. And I realized that I could never escape my terrible destiny. I had merely postponed it. History abhors a paradox.
History abhors a paradox. There we go. I just quickly loaded up the original credits for SR2 2, and I'll play the remaster credits to the side at the same time while we discuss the ending. So there we go, SR2 2 complete. I remember watching this for the first time and it just being like mind blown that it was Raziel's soul in the Soul Reaver that whole time. When Raziel saw the Reaver at Janos' place, and he was like, why don't I feel anything? It's just not the same. It's because at that stage the Reaver was didn't have a spirit in it. It was not quite the same thing. He hasn't tied to it. It was just the original Reaver that the ancient vampires created, which was a vampiric blade and supposed to just be sucking blood out of people. That's all it was supposed to do. But Raziel always knew it as a soul-eating entity, a wraith blade, and unbelievably, in that moment right at the end, when the Wraithblade left his arm and went into the Reaver, he felt strange, like something's missing, and then it turned on him, but it makes no sense because himself is still here. How can it destroy it? So this is how the paradox came about, and Kain knew to use this moment, and there we go. So Kain thought that this was the only way we would be able to do something about both their histories, really, and solve the issue of being able to choose a destiny and try and fix the world. but it didn't quite work the same. So Kain saw new memories move around. He realised this was all some sort of plot and plan. I believe what he was remembering was the alternate timeline from Blood Omen 2. And yeah, his final advice was Janos must stay dead. We don't want to raise him. And that's all to do with this other timeline that you see in Blood Omen 2. But Raziel couldn't really focus on what he was saying and then disappeared. But yes, in the spirit world, the Reaver was still there, which means his own soul, his own twin soul, from all that time, because it's still attached to him. And his destiny has only been postponed, which means he was obviously despairing because he realised it means that he is going to end up being this spirit that's trapped and deranged and crazy in the blade at some point, and there's nothing he can do to stop it. And that's literally where we leave it. So now now we're on to Defiance in literally a couple of days, which is going to finish the story up to the point that we've got to in this whole series. It's honestly an incredible story, the whole thing. Yeah, it's hard to say really what makes this so amazing. There's just so many aspects to it. The writing and obviously Amy Hennig did the writing and has done so well making these games work, because originally Soul Reaver was Raziel was part of this shifter game, and they managed to rewrite it and make this work where it's part of Legacy of Kain, and come up with this character with Kain throwing Raziel into the abyss, and then this wraith creature is what you play as, and it just all works so smoothly. I think there is a couple of things in the fandom that where we've figured out the timelines, and there's a few things that don't work or seem to not make sense, but in general it's just incredible and awesome how it all works. I think before we exit this, since I had to go to the bonus features to play the original credits, I just want to have a little look at the legendary outtakes. We should just watch a few together to sort of cheer ourselves up, because it's quite a tragic ending there, and almost a cliffhanger as well for Raziel. He really was despairing there. Oh no, I'm going to end up in this blade. So yeah, let's watch a couple of outtakes, because these are just fantastic. These are all from the voice sessions, the voice actors, and there's some iconic things in this.
The making of Soul Reaver.
Soul Reaver. I feel an obligation to work out since I'm Soul Reaver. So when the time comes I really meet everybody, I'll be able to wear tight black outfits, and they won't feel so terribly disappointed to see that it's the 60-year-old cocker doing this voice. I had to go out and buy a PlayStation. They sent me Soul Reaver.
Right.
So I went out to buy PlayStation.
Right.
And we hooked it up in the house, and then I started it. Because I never played a game like this before. I played a game, period, other than, Knick Knack or that little Pac-Man or something.
Right.
And it's extraordinary. The opening's really extraordinary, with the wings and the ripping and the throwing down of the abyss. And
right.
Now I'm getting into the labyrinth. 2 hours later, I still am nowhere. He keeps falling off the rock, and I can't work it to get him on the rock. And my daughter is sitting in the bed. She says, "Dad," I said, "leave me alone. I'm going to do this." She said, "But I can." I said, "Leave me alone." And 2 hours later, I look up, and I realize it's 2 hours has gone by, and it felt like I was there for 5 minutes. And I have gone no further. And I wanted to get into the other things. I wanted to see, because I did several other voices, I wanted to get, couldn't do it. And I said, I can't do this. So when I went downstairs, I came back up, and I looked, and she's already well beyond me. And I said, so there's got to be a chip that the kids have in their heads that some of us don't have.
Right.
From another time in our existence.
Yeah.
This is a CD-ROM.
This is a video game for the PlayStation 2.
There's a lot of talk for a video game.
It's a story-based game.
Yeah. I'm so used to sort of doing 5 lines different. Go through that door! Don't go through that door! Hey, go through that door!
There's more to being a vampire than drinking blood and ripping out throbbing hearts. Trust me, doll.
Oh, it's so good seeing them all chatting.
The continuum of history is simply too strong, too resilient.
Good one.
It's a lot of chat, isn't it?
Indeed.
It's so great. Poor Simon, I go, and he did what? And he goes into 3 pages.
Sitting down and taking a rest.
And it's so great. That is so fun.
Chat, isn't it?
So we're getting some pop-ups on Parasite,
Poetic Parasite. Wouldn't that be poetic irony? The biggest parasite of them all.
The pop filter.
39,919.
You stay here. I'll go and warn the others. I'll go and warn the others.
Be gone! You are not welcome here!
One of them was just a little easier. 906.
Be gone. You are not welcome here.
Renee?
Yeah.
You'd be surprised. Amp up that accent just
a little bit. I thought it had disappeared a little beyond the pit.
Oh, let me out of the room.
License to kill.
License. The scenery and me will go.
I fear you have been followed. You must save yourself, Raziel. Janos, no! Oh, that's your line.
I like the way you did it.
How did I do it? Was it okay?
It was so good. That's the way I'm going to do it.
And he did.
George Burns. As Janos version of the blade.
How many voices do you do?
Just one. I mesmerize you to think that it's more than that.
It's a hypnosis trick.
Yeah.
I'm under a spell right now.
He's the man of many voice.
The man of one voice and just think it's 1,000. That's right.
The man of many voice.
Embrace your destiny, Raziel. You must reclaim the Reaver. It alone was forged for you, and you alone. Without it, there is no hope.
Good. Renee, you gave us an extra alone.
It alone was forged for you, you alone. But I liked it.
It alone was forged for you, and you alone, it was for you alone. I'm dying. Give me a break here.
Last one. They're just so good.
Look at this black heart. How still it beats. Or how it still beats would probably be better, wouldn't it?
That would help. And also look at his black heart rather than this. But otherwise, perfect. 10, 11, 3 in a row.
Look at his black heart. How still it beats. I'm not going to be able to say it. We'll have to change the whole story.
I'm telling you.
Demon! He thinks he can change his destiny! What a fool!
What kind of demon is this?
Very creepy. Very creepy.
Like that? Big guy like that?
He thinks he can change his destiny. What a fool.
Let the next squad take him!
Let the next squad take him. To arms! The unholy ones approach! To arms! The unholy ones approach! To arms! The unholy ones approach!
Wow.
The unholy ones approacheth. Let the next squad take him. The scourge is upon us. The stench of death is in the air. Oh, did you fart?
Compelled to touch it. To take it up. Please. Please don't take my line. Please, take my line. Please, take it away from me. There's my unique resurrection. Give me a unique resurrection. First he takes my wings, and then he takes my unique resurrection. And the man has no pity. Stand your ground! It's quiet tonight. You know, you got the bluest eyes. We've been out here a long time without a female vampire hunter.
Let me enlighten you, poor Raziel.
Well, Renee.
What? What?
That's terrific.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
I'll just go home now.
Go home and gargle and clean up those lungs.
Glad we did those at the end.
That's just brilliant. So, there we go. This video has ended up being a lot longer, but that's okay. So, yes, a couple of days and Defiance Remaster is out. I'm not sure when exactly I'll be playing it, probably pretty soon, and recording it, obviously. I'll get into why I don't know that game quite as much, but I know the story and I have played it a few times. It's just the puzzles I'm not that familiar with, so I might struggle a little bit, but that's fine. So yeah, a couple of days and Defiance is here, and then we've got the whole remastered set, which is just fantastic. Obviously not including Blood Omen 1 2, but we will see what happens. We can just hope wait and hope and see what happens, but anyway, in fact, fantastic news that Defiance is coming, and that's it. Thank you very much for sticking around and watching this whole playthrough. I'm sorry if it was not quite as interesting, or might have been a bit boring compared to my commentary on the first one, but yes. If you watched, I'm glad that you stuck around, and yes, we'll see you in the Defiance one in a couple of days. Woohoo! Thank you very much for watching, so I'll see you soon. Thank you.